welcome back. This is Myth and Mental Health. So I am Justin Alexander Williams. I am the author of Reborn Virtues Constellation, which you can get on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. And today's myth, we're going to talk about Maui. So Maui was in the movie Moana, played by The Rock. Kind of a happy-go-lucky character. But Maui's stories are pretty fascinating. They come from Polynesia, which is the connective culture of the Maori in New Zealand. Obviously, these cultures have distinctions, but people in Hawaiian Islands and Samoa and more. So this story is about how Maui separates the sky from the earth. And in many different mythologies, you have this separation of sky and earth that needs to be done. They see the sky and the earth on the horizon and they imagine that it's actually crushing people or crushing plant life. So in this story, people are growing too short, plants are growing too short, they need to expand them. So Maui, in some versions, he calls upon the community to help him lift the sky. But in this version I like to talk about, he calls upon his father to help him lift the sky. And together, as father and son, they do so. And when they do so, it's a great achievement for all mankind in the community. Now, why is this important for our mental health? Well, because I think today, so many times, and I have had this in my own life, we generational conflict, right? Gen Z is mad at the failures of millennials, and millennials are mad at the failures of Gen X, and Gen X is mad at the failures of baby boomers, and so on and so on. But there was an interesting article I read from the 1920s, which talks about generational conflict. It talks about the generation that was before the kind of roaring 20s generation saying, oh, all these people are entitled and all these people are lazy, they don't want to work, they don't want to do anything. And that's what you hear about generations going on, about the silent generation saying that about baby boomers are the greatest generation. Then you have Gen X saying that about millennials. To me, it's all fugazi. It's all stuff that we make up in our heads kind of to create difference rather than embrace what makes us special. I think what we need to do, and as someone who's been a teacher before, is find less to be critical about, right? The Stoics talk about be strict with yourself and be tolerant with others. We need to find what's golden, what's great, what's powerful, what's creative about younger generations than us and older generations than us. I take my grandfather out to the diner at least once or twice a week just to pick his brain about what it was like to be around in 1940, 1950. I'm fascinated by the past, and I think a good fascination with the past and the values and the traditions that created people that you know, that you love, that are productive, that are solid individuals, and then also looking at people below you, younger generations, and being fascinated with just what makes them tick and what is going to be the future, and how you can still shape that, right? It's okay to have bias, it's okay to have opinions, but I think what we also have to do is have understanding for that the future is always going to be scary for people who are drifting away from creating it, and that's why you don't want to drift away. Stay with the young people that are helping create the future and create that, and also look to the past and people that are still around from past generations, just to learn the fundamentals of just how to live a life of good grit, overcoming obstacles, and friendliness and not holding grudges.